at the ground. Won't be coming home tonight. Say goodbye to the next day light.
Attacks all across our nation.
Well, thousands of victims' families will gather at the 9/11 commemoration ceremony today for the annual reading of the names. Briella Tomasetti is joining us from Lower Manhattan. We all remember where we were that day. It was primary day. We were kind of getting ready for that. And Good Day New York was the first on the air with the somber news that we think that we were under attack.
Money? All I know is from what all the engineers and everything saying, that it was an inside job, that it was an implosion from the inside. Maybe they tried to make the plane look like it did it, but it had a bomb involved. But what was that? If you want to tell us about that,
I'm probably wrong. You sound more informed about it than me.
I don't know nothing about the money though. See, follow the money, and you always end up with the real story. Maybe that's why. That's probably the why behind it, because they ain't gonna just do it just to do it. You know, they had to have a why, and the money is always the why. What money? What money you talking about? Because I had no idea.
Like I just said, you know more about it than I do. I'm probably wrong, man. I be throwing stuff at the wall, seeing what stick.
No, you don't. You always come with the facts. All right. So what did you hear? What you heard through the grapevine? We'll put it like that.
Man, that was over 2 decades ago. Like you have to do a whole search and research the back history.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's cool. Well, now as far as what I was saying, I just want to elaborate what I meant about the National Guard. I used to have a girlfriend who was in the National Guard, and they have their monthly thing come around, or weekly, or I think it was like monthly. You know what I mean? And it was like she wasn't no soldier. If any rumbles came along, it had to come through me. You know what I mean? I was the complaint department. So I'm just saying. I think it's like a setup, because it's like if they jump with them National Guard, which they not, because they're scared. But if they were to have heart enough, then that's all the leverage they need to open up another crime initiative like they did in D.C. and send the feds down there. I mean, that's who deal with crime, the police. You can't put troops, you can't put American troops on American citizens, and then that backfire on them too, because see, you gotta remember,
yes, you can.
Some of them boys is from the hood anyway, and they not really for that shit.
Don't matter. None of that matters.
I mean, you might have the white troops might be down for it, but the black troops ain't gonna be like, nah, man, we ain't attacking our people.
No, you're dead wrong about that. You're gonna hear a whole bunch of I'm just doing my job.
Well, you got them type out there, but you got some type out. You got a lot of you got some out there that's just like, hey, I'm just in the National Guard to do that weekend warrior shit to get that extra paycheck. You
are no longer a weekend warrior when you were patrolling the streets.
I know, but see, they wasn't planning on that. If they wasn't thinking about that, Yeah, so I don't know.
It's going to be a whole bunch of FAF on in the next 2 months. I'm just glad I'm out the way.
All they're gonna do is they're gonna take National Guard down there, but the police are the ones that's gonna step in and do any. They're gonna come in. They're gonna take people's guns and lock them up.
You already can't have guns.
No, I'm saying
it's already a big thing about not guns being illegal in Chicago. So.
Well,
in Illinois, period.
Switches. They talking about they look at the switches too.
Illinois limits their civilians and citizens to 10 to 12 round magazines, and most assault style rifles or pistols aren't allowed. So
yeah, but I'm just saying, since they have them anyway, that's gonna be their excuse to come in and lock up a whole bunch of people for 10 years for a switch. Huh?
Lock up sound good.
No, I mean lock up people like 10 years for a switch, 5 years for a silencer.
I'm gonna say this. After the last day and a half of watching how these people laugh at a person getting assassinated, getting basically decapitated with a 30-6 on live TV, man, they better act accordingly because the same energy that these people have been giving to death is going to be given right back to them.
But you see who's laughing at his death is the white folks. White folks is the one that
No,
laughing
it's
at his
not
death.
white folk. It's not white folk. It's a whole bunch of black men and women that's ridiculing him and laughing at his death.
Okay, well, I'm just saying from what I've been, looking at on here lately.
But this go back to what I've been telling you the last couple of months about selective research. When you put up articles on the screen, it's headline news and CNN. You got to look at both sources and take it for yourself versus running with the emotional response news.
Oh yeah. Well, some things don't stand out like a sore thumb, like him. That stood out like a sore thumb. That made you look at
Confirmation bias.
They're just like Nipsey Hussle. When Nipsey Hussle got killed or assassinated, if they want to say, how they gonna put a word assassinate on him? Yeah, that's why I said had to be more to it.
That was an assassination.
Yeah, it had to be more to it.
The definition on the political assassination is killing someone to try to change political views. That was an act of terrorism. Like that was political terrorism. Like that was an assassination. Like you don't get no more open and shut than that.
Right.
This is why I have no problem sitting back watching the community burn. The reset button has been pushed, and all of the ridiculing that Negroes have been doing to this man's death has gotten 3 or 4 HBCUs shut down and threatened with shootings and bombings. See, cause and effect. That's the thing. No one in my community wants to be held accountable. There's a big lacking of accountability in the community. Everybody in the community want to talk so bad about everybody outside of the community, and then when people outside of the community talk about folk inside of the community, oh, how could you talk about me like that? I'm a minority. I'm a triple minority, man. Y'all perpetual victims, man.
He wasn't debating with us. I mean, our people like that. He like on them LGBT. You know what I'm saying? He on them. He on them.
Tell that to the majority of the Negroes in my news feed that's celebrating his death.
Oh, well,
men and women.
Well, that's why I brought Nipsey Hussle up. I had never heard
you can't compare Nipsey Hussle to this.
No, I'm talking about I'm saying I personally had never heard of Nipsey Hussle before he got killed. I had never heard it. I mean, a lot of people had heard of him. A lot of people had his music, but I didn't,
It's several people right now in my news feed that stay in the ghetto in areas where a lot of shootings with switches happen. Better pray that they children and they men and themselves as women don't get switched down going to the store, since that's how they feel about a man dying in front of his kids.
Yeah, I mean, shit. I don't think they should have to worry about stuff like that. They got too many police and feds and stuff. They pick them up and let them go. That's why they let them go.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you a question. You might not know that much about who Charlie Kirk was, right? But I'm sure you've heard some of his rhetoric. Has his rhetoric hurt you more mentally and physically than your neighbor or the person that looked just like you that you deal with day to day? Who has hurt you more?
He ain't bothered me at all, personally.
That's my whole point. That's my whole point.
I'm like a real journalist on this one.
And every time I bring that little fact right there up, I'm a coon, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. But whole time,
ain't nobody calling
I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about what I'm seeing out of my community. This is why I keep on telling you I'm done with the community. This is why I don't like it when you be like, brother, what you think? I think what they think.
Oh, well, I just saying, they're like the guy.
As long as they stay away from me.
That guy that killed that girl on the subway, for one. Say like he been having a lot of rest, on and off, and they keep letting him go.
And you got black folk on the internet saying free him because of that material mind control stuff he was talking about. They talking about free him. That need to be investigated. The government behind it. I ain't got time for Negroes, man.
Now that would be That would be now to me that I can look at it in another way too. A
Choose
lot of
your
people,
answer wisely.
I know, but it's like in the back of my mind. That's a good way to get off
That's a good
on
way to run from
insanity.
accountability. Yeah, that's
No
a good way to run from
insanity. No,
accountability.
see, if you
That
want,
is a good way. That is a good way to run from accountability
no,
when
I ain't
your
talking
rap
about
sheet
that. I'm saying, if he
ain't
wanna,
no getting off.
a lawyer probably plead
No,
insanity. You
no.
know,
That's what Negroes would love to happen.
I'm saying a
Y'all
lawyer
niggas,
would probably plead insanity on his
it's
behalf
he
because if he's
can't
proving
because of
insanity, he's not gonna plead
his
it himself.
man, his fucking his criminal history
Yeah.
makes that null and void.
But there was a judge that had like I was looking
A
at something.
judge with no law degree, right?
Well, judge said that they want
That black female judge that doesn't have a law degree and does not specialize in law, that only does probate court. You can do the research. The research is out there. That most probate judges have no formal schooling in law.
Wait a minute, is she the one that said that he should be have a psychological evaluation, but they didn't do it?
Yeah. So the little black chick that played the game and skirted him along, like they've been skirting him along.
But they
Like,
never did
I
come
mean,
back through.
this is what I really wish. See, I watch how the community puts down people like Charleston White and stuff who holds the community. Let me finish. Who holds the community accountable? Look, men and women who hold the community accountable, the community typically tends to wish death on them and uphold debaucherous, demonic BS. This is why I'm cool.
I'm just saying about this particular case, though. I ain't care. I mean, everybody got their opinion.
So you know about that case.
I'm gonna say neutral, like a journalist.
But you don't.
No, I'm saying a journalist is supposed to just give the facts.
I know it,
and stay out of it.
a journalist just don't research for what they feel or what confirms how they feel. A journalist researches both sides.
Oh yeah, now like the girl,
you don't even know about the white boy that stabbed the black girl up just like the black boy stabbed the white girl up.
No, that was the same thing. It just in reverse. That's all. Yeah, I was gonna try to cover both of them, but enough time. That's all. But yeah. Oh yeah, past time now. Anyway, so. Glad you came back on. But yeah, everybody got their own opinions, and I just let them have their opinions. That's all. That's why I try not to give opinions unless it's got something to do with black revolution. Then I get into it.
When I tell you I'm formally done caring about what goes on in the black community, and only thing I got to say is have your GoFundMe letters already pre-wrote and have your plates already ready to be made. Like that's where I'm at with it. They are not ready for the war that they're asking for, and it's interesting because the main ones who aren't ready for the war are the main ones who are saying bring the war on. That's insane.
But they're not gonna have a war with the National Guard. It's all like a bullshit. It's bullshit.
I'm not talking about the National Guard. See?
Oh, okay. Now if they want to have a war with the police, that's on them. You know what I mean?
I'm talking about a political war that's kinetic and hot.
Right. Well, they tried to assassinate Trump, and I think the same people that tried to assassinate Trump are the ones that did assassinate Kirk.
The problem is that you got one side that's literally running with logic and science, and you got the other side that's running with feelings, vibes, and emotions. If it don't make me feel good, if your words don't make me feel good, I'll delete you. I've never thought I would see the Democratic Party and the progressives get to this state.
Yeah. Well,
just like white women with feminism have usurped black women and made black women fight for all their causes, but black women haven't been able to capitalize on the fights that they've won. You also have the Democrats doing the entire black community like this right now, and they can't see the forest for the trees. And like I say, hey, protect your tribe, man, and your family. But if this goes kinetic, if this goes hot, if I'm not cool with you at this point, and you come towards me, you're going to be deemed hostile and a threat, and you're going to be handled accordingly because you've been warned for the last 2 to 4 years. The last 7 mass shooters were LGBTQ and transgender. But yeah, so I mean, the war is real. The battle between good and evil is real, man. Yeah. And I see what side my people picking. My people would rather go party and shake ass than survive. My community thrives off of spite more than it does survival, and that's okay. And I'm willing to watch it burn down and help rebuild amongst the ashes.
But got it. Let's check it out. Got it. I mean, it's like, we guided in the wrong direction, manipulated in so many different ways.
This ain't manipulation no more.
It come down to manipulation, though, for real. It's like you got you got the hood news that's just focusing on boozy badass son going to jail and what's named T.I.
What's the manipulation?
But they not focusing on the world news, which is what I'm trying to bring them. The world news, like what's going on over there in Afghanistan, what's going on, like Iran attacking who is that? Damn, it's just wars on top of wars, left and right. And then what you call it? Russia just attacked Poland. So it's like a diversionary tactic for our people to stay. I got it. They want us watching Sanford and Son, and they want us watching the Jeffersons, but they don't want us watching the news. So that's why I try to be a little bit of Sanford and Son and straight into the news, and a little bit of Jefferson straight into the news, and then keep that jamming going straight into the news, what's happening right now, whatever it is, even if I ain't about it. I'm like, I try not to be about it personally, because that way I ain't got no opinion. But I got opinions, but it just ain't on this. It's just like when they say the Rolling 60s may have has something to do with Nipsey's demise.
May have. What the fuck?
No. I'm telling you. I'm saying like this because I'm saying it like this. I'm saying it for a reason. It keeping us in watching Sanford and Son and the Jeffersons. Because see, I had to investigate all of this while there's world wars going on, while Ukrainian president Zelensky is at the White House. I'm busy worrying about who Big U is, and it's like, but he don't play a major part in the bigger scheme of things. You know what I'm saying? So you got them all on Vlad. You got them all on what's that? Adam 12. Telling on themselves. They bragging about it and telling on themselves at the same time. Some of them don't like each other, and they basically dry snitching on each other, stuff like that. So they stuck in the Jeffersons. That's all I'm saying. They stuck in the Jeffersons, and then you got people throwing stuff out the window at the White House, and Trump telling the people, "Oh, that's AI," before he even look at the footage, which he had already seen anyway, because you never know, he could have had them throwing the stuff out the window himself. But I'm saying, while they giving us the okie doke, and we see basically our people fighting each other over the Jeffersons and Sanford and Son. They want to turn the channel to either the Jeffersons or the Sanford and Son, and I'm trying to keep it on the news. You feel me? Black power.
You still ain't telling me how people are being manipulated.
Being manipulated. I thought it did. Because that's why I started off with the Rolling 60s, because somebody like me who's watching the news, right? They're gonna get me off the news to figure out who the Rolling 60s is, and figure out about checking in and stuff like that. And now all of a sudden, I done forgot that Guam is a part of the United States. And that's South Korea. You know what I mean?
Look, let me explain something. these cell phones that we carry with us every day, back in the mid 80s, the early 90s, to get this kind of processing power, it would have took up a whole industrial sized room and needed specialized cooling. And we still couldn't have done half the things that we could do with these cell phones now. So people are not being manipulated. People have willful ignorance.
Manipulated by okay, let me see if I can say this without offending nobody that's out there. But I just have to spit it out. It's like I feel like some of them be like industry plants, like come out of nowhere and be on YouTube just blowing up, be viral all over the place. It just came out of nowhere. How in the hell is somebody like Shabaka, who's been doing this broadcast and stuff for like 25 years, and he he known, all over the country, right? But you got these guys that come on out of nowhere, viral, boom, you know what I mean? So I feel like those are the Jefferson reruns, and they being put on by the by the elite. See, the elite is putting that shit in our faces because they say, yo, you got hip hop culture, and talk about prison stories, and and get our people off track. Don't give them the stories about going to college and getting a degrees, and then staying a few more years and get a master's degree, staying a few more years to get a doctor's degree. You know what I mean? And be the dean of the university.
You got HBCU Negro leaders that won't even put people around them on the slightest game for them to educate or better themselves. Okay, so
that's because that's because the powers that be. This is just my theory. My theory is the elite. The elite run the world, and it's like say like 12 dudes telling the president of the United States what to do. You know what I mean? And what he ain't gonna do, and he don't even know these guys because he don't have the clearance to go that high. So what I'm saying is those are the ones that put somebody
but he got the clearance to hit this low.
What I'm saying is the president, none of the presidents have the clearance to get up in the skull and bones back room. You know what I mean?
I'm talking about HBCU college graduates that are in bed with the government.
You asked me a question. The smoke screen that they throwing to us is like these guys in the back room in Skull and Bones. They saying, okay, we're gonna get these black dudes here. We're gonna put them on. We're gonna make them viral. We're gonna have them all over the place because we don't want the people. Check it out, because we don't want the people watching the news. We need our people to watch the Jefferson reruns.
Respectfully, this sounds cowardice because in the last 20 to 30 years, Negroes have sat back and watched these same peoples screw the community, screw the culture, get people locked up, kill people, get people killed, and get rich. And they have not, but they sit on their hands and allow this to happen. And now it's manipulation. No. It's willful. It's willful ignorance. We all know who these people are. Hold on. Listen. Yeah. Between people in these black organizations who know who these people are, between the people in the street who know who the rapists, the gangbangers, we know who these people are. But once again, we'll ridicule and downplay the people in the community who are the opposite of these demons, who are trying to do good, but we'll sit on our hands and won't address or call out these demons that's been screwing us over for decades. That's interesting. That's willful ignorance.
The whoever, it's like when I say Jefferson reruns, it's like they gonna put people out here to sidetrack us and get us out the way, and they can't afford them and us, so they don't put nobody on. I guess
niggas been sidetracked by the same niggas for over 20 years. By the same niggas for over 20 years. Because it's willful ignorance at this point. It is
different sections though. I'm watching it happen.
It's willful ignorance at this point. No one's addressing these same people who are allowed to be tyrants in the community, who are allowed to be predators in the community. At this point, with everyone knowing exactly who these people are and allowing it to happen, it is allowing.
They pretty much people done
Sitting
advanced.
on your hands and not calling it out is allowing it. Turning a blind eye because it's not happening to you is allowing it. What do you mean?
Well,
Willful ignorance.
stuff phasing out, just like we had talked about over a year ago. It's the stuff
Right.
phasing out. Try to keep
And
the stuff alive best I can personally, but I can't only do but so
And
much.
after trying to address these issues that I just talked to you about for the last 10 minutes, is why now I only agree with Negroes. When you ask my opinion, hey, I think whatever you think.
Oh no, I don't agree unless I really agree. But I'm just saying that
Oh,
the bigger
I'm
picture.
agreeing.
No,
I'm
but see
agreeing.
the bigger picture. The bigger picture
What's
is
the bigger picture?
the bigger
The
picture
picture
is
is crack.
when the bigger picture is like this. Uh, okay, you say, okay, I'm gonna put some black leaders out here for them people to follow. That's what them elite, the white elite are saying. So the ones that the Rockefellers, the Vanderbilts, the guys that run the world, right?
Yeah,
So
I
it's
agree.
like if they say, okay, I'm gonna handpick this person right here, and I'm put him on payroll, right? Say, but he can't tell nobody because if he tell anybody, we'll kill him and his whole family probably. Or at least threaten them that deep, or tell them we're gonna put them under the jail, in the prison, put them in the worst one on the planet, make him Diddy's cellmate, shit
Did you
like
know a
that.
confidential informant in Washington, D.C. makes over $80,000 per year?
I wouldn't know, but I'm just saying.
Paid confidential informants in Washington, D.C. make a minimum of $80,000 per year. And as on top of that, they are allowed to commit crimes.
Shit, the ones out there that are rich, they fucking rich. They dealing with Vanderbilts and Rockefellers and shit. They got big bucks. Not no 80,000 shit. 80,000. That's shit. That's spending money for them.
Hey,
Shit,
I
they
see
spend
what you're
that
saying,
today.
man.
They'll
I
spend
agree.
that shit in a day. They'll spend that
I
shit just
agree.
paying other people off and making
I
connections. Because they're like
just
say like
know.
you say like you got one big daddy. He's got the East Coast. Got another big daddy. He got the West Coast. You know what I mean? And bring them
Yeah,
all together, right? But then
right.
they got to go back and tell their what do you call handlers? You got to tell their handlers, man, we losing our grip. People waking up out there. We losing our grip. So they're gonna do whatever the fuck they gonna do whatever the fudge they wanna do, regardless of what we say at this point. So now they on shoestring budget, so it don't even matter. You know what I mean?
Or you do something simple like infiltrate a black organization and start getting people locked up for petty crime. That's like
Yeah, infiltrate. They infiltrate. They probably been running the organizations from the inside out for the longest time.
right. And then they meet their handler before the handler.
I'm saying that even
The
unknown,
sheepdog that's working for the shepherd. Like it's
even if
crazy
it's
to me that
unknown, it could be
it's
unknown.
crazy.
It be
It's
unknown. Say
crazy
like
to
a
me.
person is. Some people are power hungry, right? So
It
just
is
give them what they want. They
insane.
want power, so give them what
It
they
is, it
want.
is it is insane to me to sit back and look at all these black organizations and that these people are aware of who the sheepdog is.
And
They
they
just
do.
don't know.
The
They
ones
just
that be
don't know
broke.
who the shepherd is. They don't know who the shepherd is that
Yeah.
controls the sheepdog, but they know who the sheepdog is, and the sheepdog is
Right.
controlling all y'all as a flock.
And they this. The sheepdogs be broke because all they want is power. So they broke.
The sheepdog be broke when it comes to wealth in America, but over the flock, the sheepdog has way more money than dang on there anybody in the flock.
Oh yeah, in the flock, hell yeah, like in the Middle East and different countries where they do that debaucherous stuff, and then they bring it over here
You totally changed this subject.
oh yeah, okay.
You
Well,
did
I'm
though.
just
You
saying
changed
it's
that
not just
subject, but
here.
it's good.
The reason I
I ain't gonna
mentioned them
keep.
was because it's not just here; it's everywhere. Even when
I ain't
they
gonna keep talking about it, bro. I'll spare your show. I ain't gonna keep talking about it, bro.
oh no, I ain't worried about nothing. I'm like, shoot, it's just another. So anyway, we're talking about the 9/11, and that's one of the subjects, though. The RBG, That's one of the subjects. I just didn't have a chance to cover it, but we're in the overtime anyway. But I feel you. I'm just saying, it's like I've been seeing people out there. They've been talking about stuff like White Panthers and stuff like that. I'm like, man. So basically, they have to tell their handlers these fools are doing what the hell they want to do right now. They done got
You
off
gotta
the
understand
train.
because men and women sit back and allow certain people to drag the MBPP and Panther name through the mud so bad that a lot of people don't want to have nothing to do with either group.
I hear you.
Willful
Well,
ignorance
I'm saying
caused
all
this.
black, and not
Yeah,
just that. I
but
mean,
hold
I've
on,
been hearing it with the
but
UNIA and
but
different organizations
hold
that are all black organizations. So
on.
I know
And
it's
all
the
of them
hidden
get
hand. It's the hidden
and
hand,
all
brother.
ain't
They
no hidden
tearing us
hand,
down.
man. The
They
hidden
tearing
hand
us
is
down
new.
by putting the right ones in our way that got the
The
gift
hidden
of gab.
hand, the
That's all.
hidden hand is Negro willful ignorance when they look past BS that Negroes do in front of them, or they have something on them that a Negro can hold above
Ah,
them, and now they
that's
become a
it.
puppet.
That's it right there. Got to have something on somebody. So
No,
people
you
need to
don't.
hear, huh?
No, you don't. I watched the whole FBI sting take place, and they ain't had nothing on nobody. Willful ignorance brought the whole St. Louis chapter down.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank Vietnam for that with his fake gun and real magazine.
Right. Well, that's a whole episode on itself. We need to cover
It's
that.
not. We're
Yeah.
not.
Okay. No problem. No problem. I mean,
Like I keep telling you, I've talked
bits
and
and
talked
pieces.
and
We
talked.
need to get on the whole pie.
I've
One of these
talked.
days. But
When I
when we start chopping the pie up, I'm like, man,
when I when I
memoirs of a
talk
Black Panther right here.
when I talked and I dropped evidence, nobody wanted to hear to see it. They had willful ignorance. So now, I'm just gonna sit back and watch the 503C get restructured and all that other janky stuff that's going on. Rest in peace to the new Black Panther Party.
Well, I mean, they ain't gone now. It's just you got certain sections that's gone, but they ain't whole thing. It's like 2/3 of the pie is still there.
Look,
So 2/3 of the pie
look.
is still there. Shout out to the Central Committee
When it
and all
fractured
the
in
other
the
Panthers that are
when it
still
when it
wearing the freedom of death.
yeah, shout out to them. But when it fractured into different segments and everybody fell out and nobody was getting along, and there it is,
But
division.
yes, but now,
and,
like I
and
say,
willful ignorance allow a lot of those cases to go through and a lot of those people to get locked up because those people would have stood 10 toes down on the police they was forced to work and deal with, and instead of working and deal with them would have got them out the organization. It wouldn't have fractured and splintered. But once again, the people who made it and who made those calls and called those orders, they're still in power. So it don't. Yeah, we at
well,
this
we do
point,
it, and that's
if
the
the
point right there. Power. That's
no,
exactly what I
at this
said.
point,
Power.
like I said last time, if the youth wants to see any change or wants to
Yeah.
be part of any change, they're going to either have to do a hostile takeover or they're going to have to wait for the elders to die off and they're going to have to take over then. And it's
Oh
looking
no,
like
there's another way.
it's no other way.
There's another way. There's
There's
political
no other
power.
way.
And
Everything
there's
else,
also
everything else.
not just political. They have the power of going in their own neighborhoods and buy the stores and all the businesses up and have it all black. That's it. And that way the whoever owned the buildings give our people a nice fair a rent, and then our people they can give the people a nice fair price. Shoot, I know. And when I say fair price, let me put it like this: when I used to hustle, right, I used to sell top papers, right, and the top papers, I used to sell them for like $1 each, right? But I say buy two get one free. So I'm just saying if you because I'm in the hood, so I'm giving my own people a break.
What year
And
is
when
it?
I did the same thing on candy bars. Candy bars, shoot, I'll sell them candy bars like 50 cents. You buy two, get one free.
Right. You know how much a candy bar costs today? What year is it?
$1. That's $1. It's $1.
It's not a dollar. It's not a dollar. What year is it?
Okay, it's $2. I
A
don't know.
a candy bar typically runs people between $2.30 to $3, man.
I know,
When
but
you say 50 cent,
back in the day when they were
exactly, you can't use back in
$1.
the day because back in the day didn't work for back in the day. It's not going to work for today.
I'm saying everybody was selling them candy bars for $1. Me, I want to get $2. So I'm like, I ain't selling for no dollar. I want to get at least $2. You know what I mean? It's just like them lights. Them lights, they were $3, and I said, forget $3, 2 for $5. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, if you're a black businessman in your black neighborhood, you can afford to give them a break. And
Yes,
then
you
you go
can. You can afford
uptown,
to get yes.
and you go
Yes.
uptown and get full price.
Sure
Now
you
I'm gonna
can.
put,
Sure you can.
I'm be straight up
Yep.
honest, because
Yeah.
I don't do it no
Full
more.
price uptown.
But I don't hustle like that no more. But I used to sell watches, right? And
Yeah.
I would buy them for like I get the good ones, a wholesale. I mean, look, you get wholesale watches like $5.
Real quick. What year was this?
I don't remember years, but let me put it like this: the wholesale prices are still
That's
the same.
important. That is
The wholesale,
important.
okay, if you get the wholesale prices right now, the year maybe about 10 years ago, wholesale prices on watches would be like $5, and then you sell them for $20, or you can sell them for 10. So what I would do is I sell them for $20 uptown. As soon as I get in the hood, I'm selling for 10, and then when I'm down to my last 5, I'm wholesaling them joints. I'm saying, shoot, somebody get them for $5. That's what I
You
paid
should
for it.
on
$5.
that
I'm trying to
on,
go home. I want to go home empty with empty pocket no merchandise, just money. So even on
on
the
that note,
umbrella,
on
shoot,
that
I give umbrella to old ladies and stuff when I'm down to my last few. I give them away.
but on that note, why don't you pitch some of these business proposals to these youngsters?
Yeah. Hey, that's a good idea, because that's why I say if they all get together and do like we used to do, put all our money together and go to the wholesalers like up New York and in
They got to
DC.
get along first. But go ahead.
Oh, I ain't worried about them getting along. Just worried about them selling the merchandise.
Well, you got to pitch this idea to them to keep them out of trouble, brother.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of pitching it to them now, because a lot of places they can still go get a vendor's license, or call it huckster's license some places, and then get a tax ID number, and then they can go to all the different wholesalers and buy this stuff and get it going. I know a few people that they started off as street vendors, and they got stores. They got stores now. I'm like, man, they rolling. But what I was gonna say about the watches is I started buying expensive watches. I was like, shoot, the wholesale price on the watches I'm selling is like $20. You selling, like for like what do you call it? Some of them Rolexes. Them fake Rolexes and the Rolex knockoffs and stuff. I'm paying $20 for watches. I'm selling like $50, $75. I get over in the hood, $20. I'm going home.
Say that.
Yeah, $20. Yeah,
I know somebody that
I
did
put
that.
some of the brothers on hustling. I was like, shit, I'm gonna get to you for $20. You sell that joint, come get another one from me tomorrow.
I got a family member that did that to a guy, and he had a chick at his house entertaining my family member until his cousin went to the pawn shop, and when he found out it was fake, it got real spicy around there.
What's up to you if you want to tell them or not? I ain't never hustled nobody tell them it's a real. I used to tell them like this: a real Rolex have a sweeping time hand where it don't tick 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 tick. These are like Timexes, so they tick 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 tick. I ain't never try to hustle nobody on it. I had the idea one time, but my buddy, he didn't go along with me, right? Because I told him, I said, he got the limo, right? And so he go to Atlantic City, right? And sell a whole bunch of these joints. Tell him I just lost all my money at the crap table in Atlantic City. He's like, no, brother, we're not doing that. You gonna get us in some shit. I said, I got these big old silver chains. They were real silver. I got huge silver chains on, man. Them joints cost like $100, $50, $100. I was like, shit. I was like, I'm gonna jump out the limo because he got the stretch. I say, look, man, I done lost all my money at the crap table here, man. Take this Rolex off of me. How about one of these silver chains? You know what I'm saying? And they be real. But not the Rolex. Not the Rolex. He said, you gonna get us in some trouble with that Rolex. He said, too many gangsters up there in Atlantic City to be playing with them.
It's probably less dangerous nowadays to sell drugs than it is to sell fake jewelry.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, that was just a memoir of a Black Panther. Yeah, so A lot of people got in it for the people, so I'm in it for the people, so I'm still in it for the people. And this ain't no LLC. I don't know how to do it. It ain't worth it no way. LLC is if when the people start putting in sending money in. And if they say they send money in, I'll just take it off the taxes. You know?
Hey, the people who work for the people or try to work with the people, they all told me how they feel about what I say. So I just wish everybody well, man. And I'm out of everybody's way.
But that ain't everybody though, you know.
Oh yeah, it's everybody. No, it's definitely everybody.
Oh shit! I ain't never been in a crew with nobody but me. I
ain't say you was part of a crew, but definitely
no,
part of everybody.
When they say everybody, that's like everybody. No,
you don't listen. You don't, hey, bro. You're saying like you listen to me.
I hear you. I listen. I hear you. I did.
I didn't warn you many a time. I warned you before Trump election, and you ain't listen.
Oh shit! I listen to everything. I take everything in advisement.
Yeah, you took it under advisement, but you ain't listen.
Oh shit! I'll be listening and remembering shit. That's the bad part about me is I actually remember shit like 196,940,000 square miles, which might be changed. That might be different because you got land over the ice wall. You know, you want to go to Mars? Hell, you just go on the other side of the ice wall. You go to Mars. It's right there.
Hey, I just can't. I can't give accolades to saboteurs. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Oh yeah. Same here. You know, but you know, until
if I know a nigga a saboteur, I can't be. Oh, hey, the honorable so and so. Man, fuck nigga.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I said that to say that we have evolved. Because now we know about the ice wall, and there might be a whole lot of land that we don't have no clue about. So I said 196 million times 2.
What's that? How many days somebody facing in jail from playing with police, or what was that about?
What? Oh, I don't know. But you know what? They had 13 months in the original calendar.
Yeah,
and that make everything add up. Yeah, it make everything add up the correct way. And with this 12-month calendar thing they got, man, that's that. And then they keep switching it like back and forth. What do you call it? Daylight saving time. And then you got leap year, 28 days, and oh god, all this craziness. But anyway, I've been on here almost couple of 2.5, so I'm gonna rock it on out. Yeah. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you always. But well, reason I said not everybody's because out of 20 people, I used to always get 5 people that would hear me. Yeah, I used to always get 5 people to hear me. That's back when I had got this house. Well, that's damn. I hate to even do this to myself, but I have to now, right? Now instead, I got to do it. Memoirs of a Black Panther. Shit. I was getting this house, and I said, let me check out the neighborhood. I want to see the neighborhood on a Saturday night. I want to see if it's cool, right? So I go up there on Saturday night. I see this guy. He walking, he drunk, and I'm looking at him in the rearview mirror because I'm heading out. And I went up to the property, right? I ain't even got it yet. I hadn't signed it or nothing. I just went up there and sat there and smoked me a Black and Mild, so to speak. And then left. And I said, oh man, it's sweet out here. And I said, nah, I'm going into town. I see this guy staggering. Make a long story short, he fell. And I had already passed him. And I'm looking at him in the rearview mirror, and it was like, do the right thing, Oh gosh. I said, man, I don't want to go back. Shit. I said, but this dude done fell in the street. I can't just leave him in the street. The car being ran him over. So I pick him up, and I say, where you live at? I'll take you home. He talking about, can I trust you? I said, shit, you can't trust yourself walking. Say that. I got him in the car, took him home. His lady say, well, he can't come in here right now. He said, take him back wherever the hell you got him from. And I said, I got him from the middle of the street. and he said, no, he was at the bar. And he said, yeah, take me back to the bar. I was like, okay. I took him back to the bar, right? everybody in the bar was cool as hell. They was shooting pool and stuff. I like shooting pool. And I was like, and dude asked me, he said, "Want to shoot a game?" I'm like, "Yeah." you know. And here it is, a table full of people, right? And they start talking to me. They say, "Hey, you want some of this? We got a couple of like what do you call it, keg or whatever? What pitchers of beer?" They say, "Get him a glass. Get him a glass." I say, "Man, I'm over here drinking free beer, shooting pool. The people out here cool as hell." I said, "I got a bottle of champagne in the car that I was gonna wait and open that joint as soon as I, sign the house." I said, "But I'm gonna take this as a good sign." I said, I asked them people at the table. I said, "Y'all want some champagne?" They said, "Hell yeah!" I went out to the car, got my champagne. I came back in, popped the champagne, and we drinking, we partying, and I'm talking to the guy. Well, anyway, you got to be at least. That's why I say always everybody, because I thought everybody was cool, but nope, everybody wasn't cool. One dude came in there, big old red handlebar mustache, tall as hell. He look at me like who's this out of towner? He's a stranger around here, And I'm looking at him like, boy, you better recognize. Say, I go hard. And then, hey, that's when I was working out every single day. You know what I mean? Like a madman. So I said, I go hard, one of this. And I basically got up on him, and I'm looking up in the air at him because he's that damn big. And my spider senses started tingling. I said, "Oh man, I done raised hell in here, and they don't call the police." I said, "Let me get out of here before the cops come." I could feel it. I ain't know they called the cops. I just felt it. Somebody called the cops because I done got up on this dude. And what it was, I was righteous. Well, I can't say. But anyway, what it was is I was talking to the owner about playing music in there, and he comes up out of nowhere talking about they don't have bands in here. So basically, what he did was a stew. What was it? What that dude? Psycho stew. He did a psycho stew to me, with the beer can and stuff. I wasn't gonna be like Rampage Jackson, son. I'm gonna get you right now. We ain't gonna do it later. We're gonna do it now. He didn't have a chance to bust me in the head. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm ready. I said, I better get out of here. My spider sense is tingling. I'm like, I said, I stand out like a sore thumb. The way I look, like a motherfucking Apache, a black Apache with a motherfucking green turban on. I was like, goodness gracious, let me at least get to my car and take this turban off. Man, I get to the car, I start going around the corner, run right into the police. Goodness gracious. Hit his fucking lights. Anyway, and he's like, I'm like, man, I done had beer, I done had champagne. I can't get out of this one. But I had a good lawyer, right? So make a long story short, the lawyer say, okay, we just give him a little pat on the wrist and go to not anger management. What do you call that shit? Go to AA. Yeah. So I'm going to AA, and I'm telling the guys basically like what we talking about, and I was like, man, I ain't no alcoholic. I'm celebrating getting my house. I said, and when that thing fall through, I'm gonna get another bottle of champagne. I said, but I don't need another one the next day. Shit. I don't need no beer chasers or none of that. I said, I'm basically gonna party, celebrate, and so I started learning their ways. They got this little book, right? They got their like their little Bible, right? And I hold it up in there. I said, how many of y'all know this book? And a whole bunch of people raised their hand. I threw that shit on the floor. I said, man, F that book. I said, that book is the reason y'all still up in this joint. Y'all ain't gave that shit to God yet. You ain't gave it to God yet. I said, y'all gonna gonna be in here for another 10 years waiting to relapse. I said, man, you better get that stuff to God, So there's one guy, he comes to me and he said, oh, we don't talk about God up in here. I said, one of the things you should know about me is if I was drinking, you wouldn't be in my face. You wouldn't say nothing to me. I said, so just keep that in mind. And he ain't never say nothing to me after that. But I'm just saying, it's always, you know, it was 5 people came up and they said, we heard you. I said, okay, well, in that case, it was worth it. Out of all them people in that room, only 5 people said they heard me. Yep. So that happened a few times, you know, but that's what I'm saying. On here, shoot, out of 5,000 people, at least 100 of them hear you.
It's no longer my place.
Too late. They heard you already.
It's not too late. It's totally not too late. I am gonna say, gentlemen, you Ronin. Ronin is a samurai with no master. For modern times, you are a man with no master. You only answer to God. Do
That's
what you
right.
share with that.
That's right. That's right. Well, they can play this back until Facebook cut it off because they cut everything off after 90 days. But that was worth sticking around for. Definitely, you know. Good, like let the light of the Lord, let the light of God shine through us. Yeah, I want to
Through
keep on
Yah.
being okay. Yah, Jah,
No,
Yahweh.
let the light of the Lord shine through you all.
Oh.
I'm a God-fearing man. It's just like I keep on saying, it's not my place to involve myself in that. Just good luck with these skirmishes coming up, and may God be with you all.
Oh yeah, shoot! God didn't bring up no cowards. He bring up warriors for this occasion. You know, like that video said, yeah, they have met their match. You know, they done met their match. Shoot, you know, you gotta just keep on pouring it out, pouring it out, pouring it out. Somebody see it. You know, I hope all 5,000 of them get it and share it. That's what they need to do. Get it and share it right now. And hit the Cash App. Otherwise, I'm doing it from my heart, but my wallet needs some gas money. We gotta keep the electric on, gotta keep the Wi-Fi on. I try to keep a high Wi-Fi too for the